Now we're doing, let's say, Goodfellas next. Goodfellas.
Hell yeah.
And another one that I have never seen before, similar genre, slightly different, but crime
with De Niro.
thriller with Robert De Niro. So very similar in a way.
Goodfellas is a mafia movie.
It's a mafia movie, so it's not a heist movie, but it is. You could say they're similar because they're both crime movies.
Yes.
But yes, they are different. Then that's the main difference. Goodfellas. I like this more than Heat. I liked this quite a bit actually. This may be my favorite mafia movie that I've ever seen, because I think Godfather is overrated. I said it.
Boom.
Yes, it is in my opinion. And they are so fucking long. And this movie is long, but not too long. It's 2 hours and a bit, but it doesn't drag like the other ones.
It moves.
It's paced well, and you're never bored. At least I never was. Can't speak for everybody, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna put in Goodfellas, and yeah, Ray Liotta. Am I saying his name right? That's the main.
Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Yeah, that's the main character or whatever you want to call it, main actor in this. I'm gonna write Goodfellas. It's one word, I think, as the title of the movie, but I'm gonna write it as 2 words for space. Lock me up. But yeah, Goodfellas is good. Ray Liotta, is that what you said? Did I say it right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the main character, and this is something that's done pretty well, and I thought they show how he gets into the mafia sort of as a kid, and they have a different actor playing him as a kid, and he looks a lot like him, so that's done really well, and better than a lot of movies that have a young person playing an older actor, a young version of an older actor. It looks a lot closer than a lot do, I think. I thought that was really good and believable, and even like the voices and everything, like it was believable that this kid turned into Ray Liotta. And I liked that. But yeah, they show sort of how he starts off, like waiting tables for Joe Pesci or whatever the fuck. In the club and like doing deliveries of, I'm assuming, drugs, but it's not really made clear. And I don't know. It's sort of like Heat in the way that there's lots of different moving parts in this movie and little things happen, but it was easier to follow this movie for me than Heat. It was more palatable in that way. Like I knew it was more easy to follow. Like, okay, this character is this character. There was no point where I was like, I thought that Robert De Niro was the same person as somebody else, like I did in Heat. I realized everyone was who they were. Everyone looked different enough. That's a lot of movies with big casts. You'll have like a lot of people that look similar, and I hate that in movies with big casts. It's very important to make.
Mark Wahlberg and fucking Matt Damon.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
In what movie?
The Departed.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that for so long. I think I watched it when it came out, but I haven't seen it since. It's been a long time. Did it win Best Picture? I think in 2006 or whatever.
I think it did. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm gonna look up Goodfellas on Wikipedia.
Directed by Scorsese.
Yeah, this is often considered one of his best movies, probably. Although, like, he has a lot of really
probably
good
his best.
I would say this one, Taxi Driver, a lot of people would maybe say Cape Fear. Those 3 are, like, his best, probably, in my opinion. And some people would even say now Joker, but we're not fucking getting into that. Because it's this Taxi Driver again, basically. But...
You made Joker?
He directed Joker. Yes, absolutely. Scorsese, absolutely.
Oh, jeez, the first Scorsese movie I didn't like.
Yeah, well, because it's just fucking copying one of his more popular movies, Taxi Driver.
And it's boring as shit, but that's another conversation.
I didn't hate it. I kind of liked it, but I was just, the whole time I was like, well, he clearly got inspiration from himself. Fair enough. And Robert De Niro was in that. Robert De Niro's in, like, almost every Scorsese movie.
Yep.
It would seem. It's sort of like how Johnny Depp is in almost every Tim Burton movie. Um, anyway, Goodfellas. This is good. And then a funny sort of thing I wanted to add in this. This is a crime movie, so there's a lot of murder and drugs and shit. But there's also, like, it's also about Italy and the Italian mafia specifically. So there's lots of like scenes with people making spaghetti and like cooking and frying sausages and stuff, and I really like that. I think that adds a lot. It adds a lot of sort of character to these people, and it's like, okay, they eat as a family. This is a family organization. Tabbed. Thank you, SLXM Reaper. I'll give you a shout out, buddy. Wait, real quick. I gotta switch. I forgot to do this earlier too. I gotta switch the category. We're in music still. Gotta go back to just chatting. So that's what's happening. Alright. There we go. Alright, thanks for watching, folks. Sketty, yeah, we were talking about spaghetti. Yeah, those are some of the good scenes. And then another interesting thing, that there's a part where Ray Liotta and some of the other characters go to prison, and they explain, and I thought this was really, really interesting. I don't know how true it is, but it seems like it could be true easily, that when you're so high up in this organized mafia, in this organized crime family, even if you go to prison, you're sort of treated differently. It's much better than the average person. They get to be in their own like apartment, and they can cook what they want and drink what they want and stuff, and it doesn't seem that much different other than being away from their families. They're just in prison in sort of like a much nicer situation than everybody else in prison. And that's what he was saying, because a lot of this movie's voiceover. So Ray Liotta's going, yeah, when you're in prison, people think it's all so bad, but it's not so bad when you're a wise guy. That's what they call people in the mafia. Because wise guys, we got it good. Or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but basically he's just saying that they got a better life in prison, and going to prison's not that bad when you're in the mafia. So I thought that was interesting. How true it is, I'm not sure, but it could be true very well. Anyway, Goodfellas. This movie's pretty good. Let's look at how much money. Wow, this movie didn't make as much money as I thought it would have had. But it made money, but budget $25 million, box office $47 million. That surprises me. Maybe it made more like later on. And maybe it was more like a critical hit at first or something, and then it grew later and did more sales on VHS or something. But because this is a classic, and I know most people have seen this movie.
This is not really a date movie, right? So like,
yeah,
I feel like date movies make most money at the box office.
Yeah, that's probably fair. But this is a good film though. 47
does not cater to women, this film.
Not really. And yeah, let's talk about some of the sort of unsavory moments, but it's not only that this was made in the 90s, right? Yeah, in 1990 to be exact, but it also takes place in the from 1955 to 1980. So there's lots of points of like racism and stuff. But that's to be expected, and it's realistic to the point. So I don't have any problem with it. I just wanted to sort of note that it exists, kind of thing. But this movie, yeah, it's good, and like I said, it's realistic too, for the most part. I think, like, I don't fucking know how the mafia runs, but this gives me the impression of what I would think that it would look like. Where you got people at the top, and there's a part where they explain that if you want to be a mob boss or whatever, yeah, let's just call it that. Maybe it's something a father or something. They call it, you get made. When you get made, you become a boss, a mob boss, and it's the highest honor that you can get. You can only get it if you're 100% Italian. And they explain Robert De Niro's character is the Irishman, and then there's the movie Irishman, the unrelated but also Scorsese, so sort of related. But anyway, he's the Irishman, and Ray Liotta says his mom's born in Sicily, but he's not 100% Italian, so no, you can't do it. He can't be made, as they put it. He can't be turned into a mafia boss. So yeah, that was just something sort of interesting.
I think Ray Liotta's dad was Irish Catholic.
Right. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he's not eligible either. But yeah, this movie's good, and Robert De Niro is fantastic. Like we said, he's maybe the best actor of all time, like quite possibly. It would be fair to say his name anyway. Even if you don't agree, I think it's a fair choice.
True.
Let's I'm running out of shit to say about it. What do you got? You got anything?
Yeah, I love the Italian stuff. I love the beginning of this movie. I don't know why. I love like the first half an hour to an hour of this movie a lot.
Okay.
The whole building up of his him being a young man and what does he want to do with his life, and he's like, man, fuck all this shit. Like I see these guys driving around in sick cars and nice suits. Like, what do they do? I'd rather do what they do.
Yeah.
Then what? His father was like a mailman or some shit, and like worked hard every day of his life and never made any money.
Yeah, they do a really good job. They do a really good job of showing the sort of mindset that someone who does join the mafia probably would have. That they don't fucking want to work some crummy job and hardly make any money. They want to cut corners because that's the way to make money. That's the way to succeed. That's the way they've seen people succeed. That's the way that they want to succeed now that they know how people succeed. But it's interesting though, like the way they do it and stuff. And like you said, it's very captivating at the beginning. And another part of the beginning is when they're driving, like I think this is right at the beginning of the movie. They're driving, and it's Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Ray Liotta all together, and they hear like a noise or something. It's like, what is that? We got a flat tire or something. and it's like, oh, I don't fucking know. I don't think so. And then they pull over and they have someone in the trunk that they clearly tried to kill, but they didn't finish the job, and they're struggling, and they shoot him. And I don't always like it when movies do this, but I liked it when this movie did it because it worked and the pacing felt right for it. But they go back and flash back like, okay, this is how we all started. This is me when I was a kid. Because the first thing you see is this guy dying. They're like, okay, how are they gonna lead up to this? That was good. They did that right because they set you up. They're like, okay, this is something kind of interesting. You want to see how it leads up to this point. And I did. And it was, and even after you got to that point, you're like, okay, now what the fuck's going to happen now that all this other information's been given to you? And again, I don't want to give away too much because it's a wild ride, but in case you haven't seen it like I hadn't, you know. Oh, hello, people popping in. Welcome. We're talking about Goodfellas. Never seen it before.
Goodfellas.
Oh, and yeah, let's talk about that real quick. There's a part where they say, and I laughed, because it did feel kind of cheesy, but again, I always love this, even if it's cheesy, when they say the name of the movie in the movie, and they're like, well, we were good fellas. We said we're good fellas because, you know, it's just something we'd say to each other, like, oh yeah, this is Jimmy. He's a good fella. And I was like, fuck, that's funny. They said the name of the movie in the movie. But yeah, thanks for watching, folks. I'm running out of shit to say about Goodfellas. You got anything else? G-Bags.
I said earlier it doesn't cater to women, but there is a very good female performance in this movie. The love interest, I can't remember her name.
Karen?
The actress that...
Just say Karen.
Yeah, Karen is her name in the movie, yes.
Yeah, let's just go with that.
She gives a hell of a performance. She is really good in this.
She was great.
And I love when they first start dating and he's got a crucifix around his neck and she's like, cover that up. My Jewish mother will freak out if she sees that.
Yeah, no, exactly. And yeah, to the point of her performance. Yeah, it's really good. And it's interesting how they introduce her character too, because it starts off with Joe Pesci wanting Ray Liotta to help him with a blind date, and he's like,
Yeah.
come on, I got this girl I want to bang, basically, and she only will go out with me if you got a date for a friend. So come with me, Ray Liotta, and then they go, and then at first Ray Liotta and this Karen, they're like not even looking at each other, they're not interested at all, but and so you think, oh, maybe nothing's gonna happen here, and a part that I thought was really cool and interesting, and yeah, I think that you should give this a little more credit for being more respectful to women, because they give her a voiceover. They give her own voiceover. They right after, because at the beginning of the movie, it's only been you're hearing Ray Liotta's thoughts. You're hearing his voiceover. But then all of a sudden when they meet, you're like, oh shit! Now we got her voiceover. She's gotta be She's gotta be a big character now. And then it's kind of interesting because he ends up standing them up on a date. But they're still doing the double date thing with Joe Pesci and this other woman. So Joe Pesci and this other woman and Karen are all just waiting for Ray Liotta, but he's not showing up. So she goes and makes a big scene and finds like Ray Liotta on the street and it's like, what the fuck? Why didn't you stand me up, you fucking bitch, or whatever? And Ray Liotta's like, well,
she calls him a liar
or whatever.
He's
yeah,
like,
I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, dude, I thought it was Saturday. She's like, no, it was Friday at 8 o'clock. So you're a liar.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, and then he sort of smooth talks. Like, well, I don't think you are interested, so I didn't really care that much. And then they start going out after that, and yeah, I thought that was good.
And she not interested until he stood her up. That's such a good part.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna talk about a very mild negative note. This is an extreme nitpick. There's just a couple moments of, like, quick cuts that seemed just a slight bit off and a little weird. I get what they're trying to do. But they'd be like a scene, but all of a sudden, boom, we're somewhere else. And it's just a little bit jarring, but that's an extreme nitpick. It was still pretty good. And another note to it being good is sometimes there be good moments like that where all of a sudden it's like, bam, someone gets shot and you're not expecting it or something. And like, oh shit, that was kind of cool. But, so, negative and positive note right there at the same time. That good fella is a hot dog. Hot dog. But yeah.
There's a Jimmy in this movie.
There is a Jimmy. Robert De Niro is Jimmy. Never forget. But yeah, I'm out of stuff to say again.
Samuel L. Jackson is in this movie too.
Right, for just a little bit, and he gets.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ruin it, but yeah, he's in it. But and I sort of looked and I was like, is that him? It's totally him. But yeah, Samuel Jackson is in fact in this very small part, but he is in it. I'm gonna look at some of the other cast here. See if there's anyone else notable that I'm missing. Like you said, Samuel Jackson right there, yes. John Williams as Johnny Roast Beef. I don't know who John Williams is, but Johnny Roast Beef is good, so I want to say that. I couldn't point out that character. I'm not sure who Johnny Roast Beef was. But anyway, yeah, I don't think I'm missing anybody notable, at least that I know of. Some people might know some of these people. But yeah, I'm gonna say this is the end of the review. What do you think, G Bergs? Got anything else?
I think so too. I was only gonna say that this movie's got fucking everything. It's got action. There's funny parts. There's grit to it. Like there's a lot of shit going on here.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's rate it. What do you think?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What do you think for the rating?
I give it a 0.9 hell yes out of 10 hell yes.
9?
9.9.
Whoa, that's really high. Okay, I'm not gonna give
I fucking love this movie.
That's fair. It's good. And I'm not gonna give it that high, but I like it. I'm gonna give it 8.5 out of 10 because it's pretty good for one. That's a decent rating for me. But why I get the 1.5 off or whatever would be it's not my favorite genre for one, and for two, like I said, some of the cuts are a little weird, but for the most part, and like some of the parts are maybe just slightly hard to follow, but for the most part, it's solid action from the beginning to the end, well written characters, good character development, and there's even some funny moments and stuff, and like exciting kills. So I gotta say, pretty good. 8.5 out of 10. Let's put on a beat. While I do this real quick, I'm gonna put the same one on. Turner Music SK. Yeah. Here we go. 9.9 out of 10 Bergs. 8.5 out of 10 Ducks. That's the ratings that we motherfucking did. Yeah. Hey. Ho. Yeah. Yo. Hey. Yeah. Okay.